Hiya. So I started off today making this video of myself doing a drawing, like a little tutorial to show you how I draw something. Today I'm drawing like a skull that's inside a rose. But the drawing that I was doing was actually for a tattoo. So as I was drawing it, I thought, why don't we just take it all the way through and I'll show you the tattoo that I did from it at the end. So stay watching and you'll get to see kind of the whole process through drawing all the way through to the finished tattoo. I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up, let me know that you like it, and I will make some more. Okay, enjoy. So I'm going to draw like a skull in a rose today. I've got this, just checking if you can see it, this grey pen. The only reason I'm using a grey one is because my black one ran out, and then I've just got a fine liner. I use these uni pin pens, I really like them. And then I've got this red one, which is what I draw with. I tend to like these, they're called Prismacolor pencils. They're really nice because you can rub them out and they're very soft. They don't show up on a photocopier. So if you're going to make a stencil from this, you can draw on it with a red pencil and it tends to not really come through, which is cool. You can see around here I've got some roses that I've already been drawing. I drew these yesterday. When I'm drawing, I tend to keep it quite loose, so I'll kind of do like a base layer of what I'm doing. So I go like, this will be like the center of the rose. I tend to draw like a roundy shape to show where the center of the rose is going to be, and then sort of bisect it with these swishy shapes that go over the top. And then I like to cut the bottom of a rose off, just because I think it's nice, makes a nice shape. So this is like the sort of like the foldy over like lip part of a rose. Honestly, this took me so long to get the hang of drawing this bit, but because this is quite a kind of spiky-ish rose, I'm just gonna soften it a bit, make it, you can see, make them a bit roundier. I like to keep that kind of point on it just because it gives it some movement, like a little point here. And then when I'm tattooing it, I like to put a little white highlight like on all these little points, because I think it makes it I don't know, look a bit more dynamic, maybe, because that's the word. So because here this would be the roundy part, so I've put another one on here, because if you imagine, this round part is another layer of petals, so it would be further out, so you want to keep, like you can see, like stacking them down and down and down. And then I draw a rough outline of where the petals are going to go. So I've done 5, and then I go in and I draw, I don't know what to call them, I call them like swishy lines, but just like movement lines, so you can understand like what the movement is of that petal. So that's one that's flipping back on itself. This is one that's kind of swishing out and towards you. Listen to my Hospital Records podcast in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. It's fucking boss. We just went to see Hospital Records play at a festival a couple of weeks ago, so I'm reliving the moment. They're fucking awesome. There you go, so I say that's about done. Then I take a pen. Now this isn't the best paper, it's this paper I got from IKEA. It was good because it was cheap, it's like a huge roll of paper, I think it was like £3, but to be fair, it's pretty shit because it's like it's really absorbent. So you have to move fast or the lines get a bit crazy. Remember what I've done here.
Yes, podcast crew, make some noise for yourselves, come on.
Right, just gonna bring that down a bit. Cool, right, so that's everything with that pen. Now I'm gonna use like a finer line just to draw in these little movement lines. You can see this is the point at which it would be better if I had 2 black pens, but I do not. We moved house a couple of months ago and we used to live like really near a hobby craft, so it was always easy to get pens, and now it's a bit of a mission to go to one, so I'm kind of slowly using up all the pens that I already have, so quite often my drawings are a bit crazy. I have like a kind of policy just sort of with myself that I never send out my drawings on email to customers, and I think you can kind of see why part of the reason of that is this is about as far as I'll take it when I'm making a stencil for a tattoo. I tend to keep it quite loose, so quite often my drawings look just messy and crazy, and I think if I was unless you're very tattoo-y already, I think it would be hard to see the final picture from this. You know, quite often my drawings are a bit loose and crazy, and I think it's, do you know what I mean? There can be a bit of misunderstanding that comes across, but I always say to people, like, I promise I will do you a nice tattoo even though my drawings can be a little bit crazy. So I'm just drawing in the skull bits. Quite often, like if this is something that I'm going to be dot working, I'll tend to draw these little sort of movement lines on it, just because then when I am dot working it reminds me what direction to do all my lines in. I quite often when I'm dot working I tend to work in a sort of like, I don't know how to describe the motion, but like a sort of liney motion to do it. Cool. And I declare that is done. I'm going to see if this black pen is working. Oh yeah, look, maybe it works just well enough to just go over this so you can see it a bit better. I have a feeling it's going to run out. There you go, that's a bit better, isn't it? You can see it. Cool, so there you go. There's me drawing a little skull in a rose. Hopefully my client later will like this. If she does, let's hope so. I will post a little picture of the tattoo afterwards alongside. If not, it's one of those ones. Do I look cool when you're filming me? Proper. You get in my face. Really cool. My head torch on.
A cool mole.
Cool mining woman.
Yeah.